What's up, guys? Welcome to the Home Service University soft washing course. I've had the amazing pleasure of doing it with a fellow Home Service U student and Student Success Manager, Noah. Tell us a little bit about your business and what they can look forward to in this course.
Yeah, so my business name's SwiftServe. We do all things from, moss removal, soft washing, house washing, window cleaning, Christmas lights, perm lights, based up here in North Idaho. And yeah, it's gonna be a really fun course for you guys to kind of get a nice intro crash course on how to do soft washing, moss removal, house washing, anything that involves just soft washing. So yeah, stay tuned and see you guys inside.
Hope you enjoy.
So we're gonna take the leaf blower, blow off all the pine needles first, then we're gonna scrub the moss off, and then hit it with the soft wash treatment, prevent the moss from coming back, and this roof will be good as new.
So what we did here, there was 3 of us working. Essentially what we had Noah go and do is blow off all of the large debris. So you can see here there's a lot of pine needles. So we're gonna be doing this first just using a blower. I'd recommend getting a backpack blower or something a little bit stronger. I think we could have been more efficient here. And then once Noah has came along and blown all this stuff off, then what we're gonna do is go with that rough brush, Spencer and I. We're gonna be rubbing it to get out all of the moss that's stuck underneath the shingles. So as Noah continues to blow with the blower and getting off large debris, Spencer here is brushing, and this is quite a bit of a good shoulder workout, and you're just going back and forth. You can do a couple different techniques. So one would be using your whole brush head to get a large surface area, or as you see here, Spencer is using the angle of it to get underneath the shingles, because that's where a lot of the moss will build up. So Noah's going to continue doing that, and Spencer and I will be using our rough brushes. We're using the Unger multi-angle scrub brush, so it's a rough bristle brush, and then just kind of cleaning it off as we go. Here's another close-up of the brush you can see. We'll go through and continue doing this process. It doesn't have to be perfect before we get up and start soft washing. However, we do want to make sure that all the large moss has been taken off. So here I'm going through again and scrubbing in a side-to-side motion. And then I'm going to go from underneath here as well. And this, you can see the moss just rolling right off of the roof. Once we've gone through with this, Noah's going to follow it back again with the blower, making sure that the roof looks very clean. And again, it does not need to be perfect. However, what we do want to be doing here is making sure that all of the moss is taken off underneath the shingles. That way when the guy goes and blows, it's nice and clean for when we go and do our actual soft wash treatment. So you'll see here in the pop-up, just me going by with the blower, and all I'm doing is just blowing off any of that debris that we pulled up, getting rid of all the moss so it's nice and clean, ready to spray.
All right, now that the roof's cleaned, before we start spraying, we're gonna clean up all the debris. We always make sure the walkway is looking better than how we found it. So you always wanna go for the extra mile for your customers to make sure they're gonna call you back for any future needs.
So now that the roof has been cleaned off, we did that with a blower. And what type of broom were you using there?
Just a Unger soft bristle brush to lightly brush off the moss.
Okay, and what is the point of even washing it off first, like brushing it off before we just start using soft wash?
Because if you just spray the roof while the big chunks of moss are on there, over time it'll eventually disintegrate, but most customers want to see the roof without the moss, and then it just makes the process go a lot faster. And then as well, then the gutters aren't full of big chunks of moss once it falls off.
Awesome. So we've cleaned off the roof. We got rid of all the moss on the top just physically, and then we went around and made sure to clean up all the stuff. And Noah does that at his company, SwiftServe. We do that at PadPal. People actually care about that versus making a huge mess. Not a lot of companies do that. So roof is clean, the walkways are clean. Now what we're going to do is go through your entire setup here, talk a bit about your setup, and then we'll get up there and start cleaning. So what are we working with here today?
Yeah, so first thing, we'll grab the 26-gallon soft wash tank right here. So we're going to pop this bad boy out.
Where'd you get this from?
I got this actually from Amazon. So it's got a 5.5 gallon per minute pump right there. I batch mix. Some other guys, got big skids and trailers. Just this works for me in my area. So I'm gonna put the bleach in there, mix it with water, a little bit of soap, and then we're gonna treat the roof. This is 26 gallons. So I'm gonna put about 5 or so gallons of the chlorinating liquid in there. Mix it all up. Put a little bit of OxyClean. That surfactant helps the bleach stick to the roof and just allows it to kill the moss more effectively. And then, we're just gonna treat the whole roof with that. It's got your basic hoses right here. These here, little mega cuffs, great, keep it nice and locked in. This is where we get our water from. And then I've got just a 100-foot hose right here. This is perfect for bleach, so make sure you have a pure water hose and a pure bleach hose. Just that way you don't want to mix the two. So I basically, yeah, this is my dirty water hose, and that's my clean hose. Yeah, so it is pretty basic. You just got your lid right here. I'll usually have that filling with water, and then I'll pour the bleach in there. And then once it reaches the top of the tank, then you connect your hose here. You connect it with a 12-volt battery, and then that's how power this whole system. And then the bleach mixer will go right through the pump. Okay, you'll take your bleach right here, dump it in here. Watch out, it'll kind of torch your skin or clothes, so just kind of make sure you're wearing something bleach resistant like that, or you got your soft wash hoodie.
And then what we're going to be doing, so we have our hose here.
Yep.
Take the head off of that, or just dump it in?
No, just dump it in like that. Yep. Yeah. So once we put all these in here, then we'll start filling it with water.
And then how? So I know some people are going to get really nervous about this, but how do you know what the mix is? Is there like a calculator that they can use, or like a simple way of testing it? Like.
Yeah. So if you just type in soft wash batch mix calculator on Google, there's something from like Southeast Soft Wash that'll pop up. You basically type in your tank size, the strength of bleach you have, and then how much surfactant you're going to use, or soap, and then it'll pump out the ratios of, all right, here's how many gallons of water, here's how many gallons of bleach you got to use. So.
And then you said for roofs, most of the time it's gonna be 5%.
Yeah, roofs generally like 3 to 5% here, at least in the PNW. Other states might need more closer to 5 or 6. And then houses, super mild. I just do like about 1% or even 2 if it's really bad.
And
so
what about like on a driveway?
Driveway depends if there's like organic material. Same thing, kind of a 1 to 2% works good for me.
Stronger on the roofs.
Yep, stronger on the roofs.
And then would you recommend them testing a spot first, or?
Yeah, when you're first starting out soft washing, definitely test the spot to make sure your mixture is good to go. I do that at the end,
okay,
so it doesn't bubble too much.
And this is what you're saying is surfactant?
Yeah, so this is surfactant. You can use OxyClean, any sort of soap that reacts well with bleach. Yeah, so you can use this stuff. Spencer sells like a Spencer surfactant. You can get stuff from Southeast Soft Wash. So there's a lot of different, options you can get for a surfactant, but just basically that helps the bleach stick to the roof and kills the moss and just makes it more effective rather than just running off.
Awesome. So get our bleach in there now. Now we're going to do our water.
Yep.
And then what's the battery for? What do we got here?
Yeah, so this is a 12-volt battery. It's picked up at Walmart. This is what powers this system. So instead of a gas or diesel generator, I just use a 12-volt battery system. Negative and positive terminals to the battery. It's got this little connection thing, and that's basically what powers up the whole tank.
And where did you get everything? The batteries?
I got the battery at Walmart, the adapter at Amazon, the whole tank and setup at Amazon. And then pro tip, if you want your pump to last a lot longer, so this is the original pump. I rinse out the whole system after every job. That way bleach doesn't corrode the inside of the system. So, or if you don't do that, then you can just replace a pump a year, but I don't know, I just don't want to waste money. So, all right, so now that the battery is connected to the pump, water is all the way full up. We're gonna use a little bit of the surfactant right here. So kind of just dump, I don't know, however much you want, a little bit like that. It kind of makes it nice and foamy. The surfactant is what binds the bleach to the roof itself, because otherwise, if you think about it, roofs are waterproof basically. So if you just have bleach and water, it's going to just run off and not really latch on to anything organic. So this is the binding agent that kind of helps it stick to the roof longer. So if someone has really nice landscaping, you definitely want to make sure you're watering all their plants and stuff, because the last thing you want is the bleach and soft wash solution to kill someone's $5,000 bush that they really loved from 10 years ago that they bought. So, but because we're coming out of spring, it's been really wet up here in the PNW. I don't have to worry about that too much, but still, like in your peak summer with no rain, really hot weather, you always want to water down all the plants, especially if they have no gutters like here. If there's a lot of bushes right here, I would probably put a tarp over to really cover it and then rinse everything down afterwards. So, all right, boys, so now we're gonna go up the ladder and start treating the roof. All right, so when I'm spraying, I always kind of want to feel where the wind is, because the last thing you want to be doing is spraying, getting a lot of stuff in your face. So wind's going this way, so we're gonna probably spray here. Should be good to go. See in a few seconds, any of this remaining moss that's still on the roof, it'll kind of turn a white brown color. and that means the solution is hot enough to kill the moss. I'm always careful of overspray, so when you get closer to corners and edges, you want to make sure you're not overspraying to just hit all the plants that are down below. Like right here, a lot of this moss is kind of turning a white color. That means it's working out perfectly. A good telltale sign is see any remaining moss right here is turning like this kind of brown yellowish color. And then just over the next couple of weeks, months, with the bleach, it's gonna just disintegrate and just fall right off the roof. So even though I'm not spraying this side, at least up here in North Idaho, moss like really only grows on the north side of the roof. So this is the south facing side. So you can see there's virtually, there is no moss here. So other parts of the country, you know, soft wash where there is moss, but I just don't feel the need to soft wash here just because there's not gonna be moss growth. But right there, we did it all, and now we're gonna go move to the next part of the roof. All right, so now that we've done that side, we're gonna treat this side of the roof, and then we'll be done with the whole job. So for roof washing with moss, we usually do a 3 to 5%, but with the house washing, just to get all this debris off, we do a much milder solution at about 1 to 2%. You don't want it to be too strong because all you're doing is really cleaning off all the dust and any potential algae or mold there is on the house. And then we also never use surfactant because it just takes a lot longer to rinse the whole house off when you're done washing. Yeah, still with stucco, hardy board, brick, whatever else, you still want to do a milder mixture. And always soft wash just because you don't want to damage any of the vinyl, stucco, you don't want to chip any paint or anything like that.
Any other safety precautions they should take, like with the house versus the roof?
Yeah, I mean, if they have a really fancy door, like a nice wood stained door, make sure to wrap that. Or if they have like a really fancy doorbell or like cameras, ring doorbells, you always want to wrap that stuff just because it's an electrical piece and you don't want to damage it. I made that mistake last year as I soft washed a door and ended up had to restain it for the whole customer.
Okay, and then what would they use to wrap it? Just like some masking tape or duct tape?
Yeah, I just get some like duct tape with a plastic wrap from Home Depot.
Okay, and then covering it up, and then this would all be fine here?
Yep, yeah, all this would be fine.
And then you don't have to pre-soak or anything like that?
Nope, unless they have really delicate landscaping, but at about 1 to 2% mixture, it's pretty mild where you don't have to deal with any torching plants or anything.
Cool, and then we're just going to start at one side and work our way across top to bottom? That's the
Yep.
main gist?
Yeah, so ideally you got two guys. You got one guy kind of starts, and then in about 3 to 5 minutes, the next guy can follow with the hose to rinse it down, and you got a good system rolling.
Okay, so so you want to do the mix and then the water right after, 3 to 5 minutes after?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Let's jump into it.
So here's Noah spraying it down from top to bottom. He's using that diluted mix, and he's just going from top to bottom. And then what I'm gonna go do is follow through behind with him with the hose and begin hosing it off. You'll notice that he's taking his time with it. We're not using high pressure. I'm just gonna observe him a little bit, kind of see his technique he's doing for spraying. He's getting all the way to the top, getting down and around the door. There was nothing to be cautious of. There's no plants, there's no security camera, so this is a pretty easy job with vinyl siding. And then you'll see here that I'm just opening the hose. A couple minutes went past. Noah just came back for a second touch on the area, and I'm just lightly hosing it off, making sure that I'm getting around the trim of the garage, getting the windows, and making sure everything is completely watered down, and then spraying away the water at the end. As a reminder, you want to make sure that if there is plants or security cameras that you do wrap them, so maybe some masking tape and then a garbage bag, something like that. Same thing with the plants, hose them down first before you begin doing any bleach. And this is a very diluted mix, about 1 to 2%, and it's coming off like smooth, very, very smooth with just this mix and some water. And I'm gonna go follow along through for the rest of the process.
So we're on the last side of the house right now. Noah's going to point out some kind of things to keep in mind of just while you're out there washing, so that way you guys don't miss anything. But it's a very simple and straightforward process. We have the 5% on the roof, 3 to 5% on the roof, and then a 1 to 2% on the side of the house here. He's rinsing it. I was following along with the hose, washing it down, and now we're on the side here. So is there any kind of like advanced tips or things to kind of keep in mind while they're out there going?
Yeah, so one thing to note, especially on vinyl siding, is you're gonna notice there's a lot of black dots like on the fascia itself and especially underneath the soffit. So that's really important, and kind of why it's important to let your soft wash mixture sit on the side of the house for at least 3 to 5 minutes. Sometimes you hit it once and you'll see like the little black dots, they'll kind of turn to like a yellow whitish color and eventually disappear. And if they don't, then kind of just hit it with another pass by of the soft wash mixture, and then you should see it happen again. And it's really important too, especially on homes like this that are old. So this guy said this house hasn't probably been washed in 20, 30 years. And so really important to let the mixture sit, rest, and then rinse it off with water, and it'll come nice and clean.
And if it doesn't come clean the first time, you'd recommend just doing the same percentage mix again and then doing it again versus going and dumping a bunch more bleach in?
Yeah, go with the second pass by, and if it's still not working, then maybe just add 1 more gallon of bleach just to bump up the strength a little bit, but usually the second pass by works for me.
So now we're fully done the job. The house looks good. Customer's about to pay. What are we doing now?
Yeah, so one of the, I think, best things in business is keeping care of your equipment and then not wasting money on stuff you don't need to. So for me, I bought this almost 2 years ago, and it's still the original pump, the original tank, the original everything. But what I do, it takes 5 extra minutes at the end of the job, but I rinse everything out. I push all of the excess bleach water out of the hose, and then that way it's perfectly clean for the next time.
So all we're doing for that then is just filling up with water and then I assume spraying it out of our bleach hose?
Yep.
Just empty the whole tank out?
Yep, takes about 5 extra minutes.
Where do you do it? Just like on the street or something?
Just do it in the street, rocks, anywhere. Just, you don't want to do it in the lawn to damage it, but yeah, that's all you got to do.
Is there any other equipment care tips that we could have? And when are we going to disconnect the battery? Does that matter, really?
We'll do it at the very end.
Really end? Okay. So once you've drained all the system out, we're going to disconnect the battery, throw it in the back of the truck, that's it?
Yep, simple as that. All right, so now that we're completely done with the whole roof wash and house wash, I always like to walk around the whole property and just make sure I didn't miss anything, so let's go. Commonplace people miss stuff is when I first started is like usually these bottom couple panels, there'll still be a lot of dirt and grime, but it looked pretty good right there. We'll clean this up. Yep, hit it with the back side, looks pretty good, just drying right now. Yeah, great, yeah. Yeah, great thing, yeah, you never want to leave any brushes, you know, make sure you clean up all the stuff you have, so. Looking pretty good to me. So yeah, everything's drying. Might hit a little spot right there again. But this is why it's important to always check everything. You want to make sure you never miss a spot, so. Yeah, we'll come back right there. Yeah, looks pretty money to me. Yeah, we'll collect the check and then they're gonna list the home in about a month or so and they'll be happy.